This is the STS Mk82 Mod 4. This is for mounting the M60 Mk43 Machine Gun series. Any variant of the M60 machine gun will fit in this mount. The Mod 4 has 5 changes that STS made to the existing mounting system. One is a 2-position stow lock. In addition to being able to stow it here at 90 degrees, you can also remove the pin and have it stowed in a muzzle-up configuration. The second change we made was an elevation stop. We added an elevation stop in addition to the depression stop that was already existing. We also added a stow lock for the swing arm, which is located here. The second mounting point on the M60 machine gun, or the mid mounting point, because there are 3, one here, one in the middle, and then one towards the front end depending on the mounting systems you're using. This one here sometimes would get bumped and would allow the machine gun to come out. So we added a stow lock pin underneath so that the bracket cannot unlock from the machine gun. The 5th change we made was a handle to the back side of the ammo can to increase stability when the operator is using the machine gun with this mount. You'll notice when I remove the Mk82 from the Mk16 stand, this current configuration has a small pintle. In order for the small pintle to work with the Mk16 stand, it requires a pintle reducer. This pintle reducer would normally be attached here with an Allen screw, which I intentionally left undone. So if I undo the locking screw here and I pull out, this is the reducer. The front end here, as I rotated it down, has a pin that goes into this area and locks the reducer into place. And then in order for the reducer to lock onto the small pintle, right here where my finger's pointing, you actually take these little Allen screws on either side and tighten them down, and they lock into position, making your small pintle into a large pintle. So here what we'll show you is mounting the M60 Delta into the Mk82 Mod 4 gun mount. On the back side you have the trigger bar right here. So we want to make sure the trigger bar goes around the rear mounting point. You'll see the rear mounting lug interfaces here. We walk forward to the front. We place the mid mounting lug into position. Hit the relief so it drops in. We'll grab the retaining pin, pin it into place. That way it stays locked. Dismounting the weapon system. Obviously we'll clear and make safe. Make sure the weapon system is clear. Weapon's clear. From there, we pull the front mounting pin, unlock the weapon system. Certainly would use an asbestos glove if the barrel was hot or the receiver was hot. Push forward, lift up slightly. Back here, ensure that the trigger bar doesn't get caught on the rear mounting point. Slide slightly forward, rotate it out to the side, dismount the weapon system. To load the ammunition can into the ammunition can holder, lift up on the rubber stopper, rotate the latch out of the way, take the ammunition can, bring it in at an angle so it hooks up underneath. From here, take your ammunition, place it on the feed tray, shut the top cover, bring the bracket around, put the rubber stopper in place, and the weapon system's ready. Here quickly, we'll demonstrate a barrel change to show that the mount nor the shield or shield bracket interfere with the quick change barrel. Push forward, lift up, remove the barrel, exchange them, bring the barrel back down, lock the barrel into place. After you've mounted the M60 machine gun into the Mk82 gun mount, typically then muzzle up, you take the stow pin, lock it into place. That prevents the muzzle from going up and down during transit, whether that's in a heavy sea state or in a Humvee through rough terrain. In addition to that, so the weapon system isn't moving left and right and hitting each of the travel locks and bouncing back and forth, Use the travel lock bar on the back side. Take your stow pin, bring the travel lock up, put it into place, lock the pin into place, and that locks the gun completely into place for travel. The splinter shield depicted here is 3/8" armor plate. It can be cut on the laser in a variety of shapes and sizes depending on the customer's request. Also, we have a see-through shield configuration, which comes with different thicknesses of glass, which gives you different ballistic ratings depending on, again, the customer request. The tripod that we talked about earlier, the Mark 16 tripod, we also have what's called a ballistic weapon stand. It's a ballistic skirted capability for a replacement of the tripod, which again is why you can change the size of the splinter shield so it interfaces properly with the ballistic weapon stand. Here you see the ground mount configuration for the M60 series machine gun. This is the M122 tripod. On the front of the M122 tripod, you'll see what is traditionally known as the gooseneck. It has a pintle type adapter on the front end that drops in, locks into place. This is the mid mounting point, just like you saw on the Mark 82 mount. It attaches here on the midpoint of the M60 machine gun. The traverse and elevation mechanism on the back side attaches to the traverse and elevation bar. It allows you to move the weapon system up and down, left and right, and attaches very similar to the Mark 82 on the rear mounting point of the M60 machine gun. Here you have the Mark 125, the lightweight aluminum improved version of the M122 ground mount for the M60 series machine gun. On the front, instead of the old gooseneck, you now have the improved 2-point connector for the front mounting point of the M60 machine gun and the mid mounting point of the M60 machine gun. Here and here, located here and here. This also has a locking bar underneath to lock the weapon system into place. When unlocked, it interfaces with the traverse and elevation mechanism on the back side, which is attached again to the traverse and elevation bar. Here on the third mounting, or the rear mounting point of the M60 machine gun, which mounts here, you're able to then move the weapon system up, down, left, and right. If you remove the traverse and elevation mechanism, you now have the ability to mount the weapon system up and free gun on the Mark 125 aluminum tripod. Here you'll see two additional mounting capabilities for the M60 series machine gun. This is the Mark 93 adapter for the buffered Mark 93 system. It uses both the front and the midpoint mounting adapters right here. This will be shown in a video later with the Mark 93. This is the new M157 adapter for our bufferless mounting system. It also uses the front and midpoint mounting adapters.